Today, sunny skies and a high temperature near 82 with a little bit of wind and gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. As you head through the evening, increasing clouds and that overnight low will get pretty chilly. We'll dip down to 47 tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
WS.
Some real talk. Oh, I need some real talk. Give me some of that real talk.
Some of that real talk. All right, it's WSIC News Talk Now. And today's Real Talk, where we talk about North Carolina real estate, business, and life. And I'm sitting here. I'm in the captain's chair today, taking over for my man Justin Ckezepis, who's not here. But you know what? It's the next best thing since sliced bread in this seat. And I got two guys with me today. I have Christian MacArthur, who's here, and I have my man Joseph Portanova with the Deering team. And Christian, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Christian MacArthur with Cross Country Mortgage, obviously a mortgage lender. You can follow me on Instagram, the Carolina Lender. But I'm just here helping people buy and get into new homes.
Sweet. And my man Joey. All right, so Joey joined me in the Deering team this year.
Correct.
And you have basically hit the ground running, man. You're doing great. But tell the audience who you are, what you do, where you do business, all the good stuff.
I'm Joey Portanova. I got my license probably 2.5 years ago. Started with a small firm out of Mooresville, and then, got together with Deering and Charlene. They told me they were going to start Serhant, North Carolina, who is a huge icon of mine. And I wanted to be a part of it. So
here you are.
Here I sit.
So where do you do business, Joey?
All over. Charlotte, Gastonia, all the way up to Statesville, Cleveland, Midland. I've done business in all of those areas.
So you cover it all. And Christian, you're pretty much all of North Carolina too, right?
Yeah, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida is where I'm technically licensed personally, but we do all 50 states. So we can really actually go anywhere. The good thing is I don't have to drive as much as you guys do. I can do this where I'm at.
Why weren't you in Miami?
Oh, man, I missed the boat on it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we do basically cover all of North Carolina. So Christian, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to put you in the hot seat, man.
Love it.
Oof.
All right. So interest rates are now 8%.
They are.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like we're going to continue to go up? Are we going to stay stagnant at 8%? What's the forecast looking in your eyes?
Tell me something good, please.
Well, it's been kind of hard to tell. I mean, all of these analysts, all of the economists, they have these projections that they bring out.
Sure.
And I think if you look back to the beginning of this year, they thought we were going to be back into like the middle 5s, low 6 range, right?
Okay.
And then fast forward to today, we're all the way up to 8%. So it's kind of hard to tell, but there's a few indicators. Now, the biggest thing is inflation has to get under control, but it's hard to do that when more jobs are being created currently. It's simple economics. The more money that's in the market, the higher the inflation is going to go. Now, COVID killed us, and that's why we're here. Now, it was great. We had low interest rates, but they pumped trillions of dollars into the market. And that's why inflation has skyrocketed in the last year or so. And so in order to fight that problem is they have to raise interest rates to get inflation back under control, get people to stop spending money. So that way this whole supply and demand issue we're having can get back to an equilibrium, right?
Yeah.
So if we were to look ahead, there's a few factors. Student loan debts have to be repaid now, right? That's come back in. So people are now thinking consciously, okay, I don't have that $500 I used to be able to go spend. Right? That was like, I got to pay towards my student loans. So that's going to be a positive factor. All right. And then at the same time, as next year becomes an election year, we start to see things kind of changed a little bit more pressure on the Fed to bring interest rates down.
Sure.
So I think we have a bumpy few months ahead, but we should start to see it turn going into the third and fourth quarter of 2024.
Yeah. And look, even so, and Joey, you can chime in. Even though we're at 8, I mean, I have closings going on right now. I've got people putting offers in right now. I mean, you're not seeing anything slow down on your side, really, are you, Joe?
Not crazy. What you are seeing is things sitting on the market for a little bit longer than usual. But I was going to ask Christian and put you in the hot seat as well.
I'm ready for it.
How would you speak to the public in how we continue to roll this market, right? So what are some ways that we can continue business in the real estate field?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and I'll be completely...
What are some good options, I guess I'm asking?
I'll be completely transparent with you on this. Now, it is not the best time to buy for everybody, right? But the people who are in the spot where they can purchase a home, it's still a good time. And the way that you can keep that monthly payment low, you can keep your cash to close low, there's a few options. There's the 2-1 buy down. If you haven't heard of that...
Which is what I love.
Essentially, if we have today's market rate, let's say it's 8%, right? The 2-1 buy down will get your entire first year of mortgage payments with a 6% reflecting payment. The second year will be 7%, and then that third year is when that 8% kicks in. So it saves you a ton of money for the first 2 years of your mortgage payments. Keeps your monthly payments low.
I just did one for my mom and our sellers.
She probably was thrilled. It's like, oh, wow, okay, my monthly payment I can handle.
Well, she went from 7.25 to 5.25 for the first year, 6.25 for the second. I mean, you're talking almost $25,000 saved over 2 years, which is what, in my opinion, is going to keep this market afloat as things level itself out.
Right.
And not only that, Joseph, you make a good point. And then not only that, but because these interest rates are higher, and you're right, there's, in my opinion, what I'm seeing is the people that are buying are the people that have to buy. And the people that are selling are really the people that have to sell. I saw something the other day, like 92% of people who have a loan on their home, it's under 6%, 5%, somewhere in there, or less. So it's like, it doesn't make sense for someone, unless they have to sell their house and jump into an 8% interest rate.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. So I really feel like the people that are buying, or like I said, the people that have to. But why we're continuing to have success is homes are sitting a little longer, but their prices are still holding solid.
Yep.
So it still looks good for a seller.
Right.
But it also looks good for a buyer, because buyers are getting the 2-1 buy down, because sellers are paying,
10 to 20,000.
Absolutely.
And seller, 7 out of my last 10 closings, they had 10,000 plus in seller concessions.
Absolutely.
Which goes a lot farther of a way than, any additional finance money, because home prices are still high. And even though rates are high, you can combat both of those items, because overall, cash in hand from sellers will do a lot better.
I think it is super important, especially for us as real estate brokers, to educate sellers and buyers on that, right? Because, sellers saw that market that we were in through COVID, right? And they still want that price range, right? Whereas we're not in that market anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then buyers, I don't feel like a lot of buyers understand the 2-1 buy down.
All right. Well, we're going to a quick break. Listen, if you're listening out there, call in 844-STUDIO-4 or 844-788-3464. Give us a call.
More of today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thanks to everyone who came out to the WSIC yard sale in Statesville. It was so much fun to celebrate with the world-famous Pat Shannon and the entire community. Love bluegrass music? Chatham County Line is coming to Kane Center for the Arts Friday night. Buy your tickets before they sell out. Kane Arts, canearts.org. Chatham County Line, this Friday night. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the show starts at 8. canearts.org. The 20th Annual Pumpkin Fest is this weekend in downtown Statesville. Starting at 10 a.m., come out to downtown Statesville for Pumpkin Fest, a full day of fun for the entire family. Pumpkin Fest, downtown Statesville, Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. For more info, visit downtownstatesville.com. Santa is coming to town. Schedule your time to take pictures with Santa at Birkdale Village. Spots are limited and must be scheduled in advance. Santa will be at Birkdale between November 19th and Christmas Eve. Appointments include time with Santa and 8 digital images from a professional photographer. For more info and to schedule your time with Santa, visit birkdalevillage.com. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th. Time travel to a land of legends. Jousting knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons. Oh my! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last. Don't miss it. Don't miss the Renaissance Festival. Sponsored by Visit Lake Norman. Visit Lake Norman, the lakeside of Charlotte. Huzzah!
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. It's going to be a great afternoon out there today. Sunny skies and a high temperature near 82 with a little bit of wind and gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. As you head through the evening, increasing clouds and that overnight low will get pretty chilly. We'll dip down to 47 tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Call now to speak with Justin at 844-STUDIO-4. It's today's Real Talk on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Yes, welcome back to WSIC News Talk Now. And I'm sitting here with my guys. We have Joey Portnova with Team Serhant, the Deering team, and we have Christian MacArthur, my man, probably one of the top lenders in all of Charlotte and North Carolina. And so I just sent Christian business for the first time the other day, and I know half of my team is using this guy. Now I'm excited to.
I'm getting ready to send you somebody else too, so don't you worry, Bob.
Hey, we can do the 2-1 buy down if you want to keep going after that.
That's
all right.
Exactly what we are going to use.
We can keep going after that. But I got a question for you all though, if you don't mind.
All right, let's hear it.
Are you seeing, with these properties that are sitting longer on the market right now, are you seeing agents decrease that purchase price if it's not selling, or are they offering seller credits to get that incentivized buyer to come in?
Honestly, that's why I brought up the conversation, because I see a lot more price decreases than seller concessions, right? So, and the issue with that, with the interest rates being so high, is even if you price decrease, your monthly payment is still outrageous. Whereas you can utilize that buy down, right, and make your monthly payment affordable,
right,
for the first 2 years. And let this market level itself out somewhat. Let those interest rates come down. I mean, we were just on a market update last week with Serhant and one of the gentlemen from their MLS. He's a
Street Easy.
Yeah, Street Easy. He's an economist, and they're all off data, all off numbers, and it's really still hard to tell when that's that break is going to happen. But that it has to at some point. Like Serhant always says, markets go up, they go down. They go up, they go down.
Right.
I think the reason I tell my sellers not to do any type of credit, because we just feel like if we do a price decrease, we take, let me back up for just a second.
Price improvement.
We take, Charlene and I, my partner, we take a lot of information and do as much as we can to nail the price, right? We know the top of the market, we know the middle of the market, we know the bottom of the market for these houses. We just know. I mean, we've been doing it long enough. We know this market inside and out. We know what's coming, around the corner. Potentially that could help maybe a buyer want to pay a little extra. So we know if we need to go up a little higher on a price, we can. We know if we need to price it, kind of in the middle to get that feeding frenzy, if you will, multiple offer situations, we know to do that too. But the reason I never do like a seller credit right off the bat is it's almost like having, let's say you had a bathroom that was, or carpet in your house that was dated. And a lot of these agents, which I don't know why they do this, but they put their house on the market and they say, we'll give you a $10,000 allowance for your carpet, But I always tell my people, never do that. And the reason I tell them not to, just like I wouldn't tell them to do any type of credit right up front, is I don't want to, like right off the bat, have these buyers feel like, okay, why are they giving me a credit right away? Or why are they giving me a $10,000 allowance on a carpet? You never know what a buyer may not even care and pay full price, and they're happy you got crappy carpet, because even if you put in this high dollar, wood flooring, maybe they're like, well, I wanted to do tile, or I wanted to do this anyway. So,
Right.
I never want to set that expectation up front that there's a reason why they're giving me a credit, or there's a reason why they're giving me a credit for a carpet allowance.
Right.
So hopefully that answers your question in a long-winded way.
So, and the reason why I asked that is because, at least for the houses that have been sitting on the market for a long time, I continuously see those price decreases, right?
Yeah.
Price improvements, 10, 20. But for essentially every single buyer, about $20,000 higher or lower on your loan amount roughly equates to a difference of $100 in your monthly payment, right? And you can essentially continue to keep your price high if the house has been sitting a while, but just offer a little bit for that 2-1 buy down, and that solves the problem right there.
Okay.
They might not like the payment at that price without the seller credits, but with the seller credits.
Well, that's exactly what we did
It
with
can help.
my listing in Denver.
Right.
We sat on the market, we did 2 open houses, and had maybe 4 or 5 showings in 4 weeks.
Right.
So I knew we had to do something, right? And it was a beautiful house, beautiful neighborhood. It's in Villages of Denver. Super sought after, but it just wasn't moving.
Right.
And then we offered a seller concession of $10,000 for that 2-1 buy down, which the buyers did utilize for, and we were under contract in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I agree with Josh. Coming out of the gate, offering, if you price it right, then ultimately that shouldn't have to be offered, right?
But it also makes sense, though, but I want to chime in for a second. It also makes sense. It just depends on, like, all right, let me give you a perfect example, and I'm going to just do easy numbers. Okay, you're at, depending on where you price your house, let's just say you're at $250,000. Okay, I'm just throwing easy numbers out here. If you're going to do a seller credit, may be better if the seller has been on the market for 30 days, right? And they're at $250, and maybe a credit is more realistic because you only want to offer, you don't want to drop it to, let's say $240.
Right.
You'd rather say, all right, we're going to do $10,000 in seller credits to help with your interest rate, because the next best number, in my opinion, to get you a whole new buyer pool that will really increase the amount of buyers looking at your property would have to be somewhere around 250, or I'm sorry, 200. Mm-hmm. Because people search in whole numbers. For instance, like if an agent is setting up a buyer, it's 200,000, it's 250, it's 300,000, it's 350. If you're at, do you see what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
it really has to make sense. Is your seller going to want to drop $50,000? Probably not right off the gate. So maybe it makes more sense to do a $10,000 credit, or advertise that. before you get to that next buyer pool, which is
200,000.
200,000.
Jeez.
Yeah, you know,
That's a big drop.
It is a big drop. So it's just, I think it's strategic in a way where
Absolutely, and each situation's different, right? So different neighborhoods,
Right.
different properties. You know, that's why I love real estate.
Right.
Everything is new. Every situation you go through is different. You constantly learning and sharpening the tools always.
Right.
So here's what I wanted to throw out at you guys, because everything's so serious sometimes in real estate, but I wanted to get a little off subject here about. All right, so let me tell you my experience. Let's go into what's the craziest experience you guys have ever had in real estate, and I'm going to tell you mine, and then I'll let you guys go. So, all right. So I'm going to tell you where I was. So I had, thank goodness these clients are friends of mine. We go into Northstone, okay? We knock on the door. I always, when I enter with the key. I knock. I make sure, because I've learned that, sometimes you can walk into some solid situations.
Oh boy.
So here we are, we're walking in, okay? I'm letting my clients in, letting Charlene in. We get in through the front door, and they had a catwalk, right? So like between, the primary and then all the other bedrooms up above on the second floor. So next thing you know, as we're like taking our shoes off to walk into the house, I look up and I see this guy. He comes through the catwalk and he's wearing a pistol. And he's got it holstered in his holster. But
Wow.
he's butt naked.
What?
Butt naked, okay? So this guy's in his birthday suit, comes out with the holster.
Where was the holster?
He had a belt.
He had a belt holster.
He was a police officer.
Was it one of the belts where you could put the bullets on?
Oh yeah. So he had his gun holstered. He comes out. He's like, basically greets us like that. Okay, so This was the first house that I brought my buyers to, and needless to say, I don't think anything after that was quite as fun. But that was
Did they buy it?
No, they didn't buy it. So that was an experience in itself.
Wow.
But I'm over here like, you guys can't see me, the audience, but I'm like covering up my wife's eyes. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy's carrying 2 guns. So, but yeah, I have to know, Christian. I know you've come across, probably not because you're more
It's
behind
not so
the
much
scenes.
in person, it's
Yes,
behind the scenes.
But I got to know, you've come across something crazy.
Oh, I have come across a few things. Well, I think it was probably one of my first deals ever that I did. I was really excited. Everything went perfectly smooth. It was a 30-day close, but we were cleared to close in about 12 days. So we were done early, right? They were buying a house. It was a court-mandated sale, and everything was going fine. We get to closing day. And my buyers, we show up, they sign everything. They're all excited. They're happy. And, the agent I was working with talks to the attorneys, like, where are the sellers? And then from there, we find out that the one partner, the husband, had already signed, and the spouse was a no-show.
Oh, no.
In that exact moment in time, she was at the house stealing all of the appliances, all of the
Lord.
fixtures, and then just
Here
kind of
we go.
went on like a drunken tirade, like was drinking a ton, and just was like, screw you, I'm never selling, I'm not signing. And it took probably about 2 months to resolve,
Oh,
to finally get her in because it was court mandated. It was
That
crazy.
sounds like a ton of fun.
yeah, that sounds crazy. I mean, I don't even know how I would react just sitting there. So, needless to say, they never sold.
No, we got it done.
Oh, you
you
got
got
it
it
we got it
There
done.
you
But
go.
it was.
There we go.
I didn't know how to handle one of my first deals like that.
Now you do.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
More of today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. It's going to be a great afternoon out there today. Sunny skies and a high temperature near 82 with a little bit of wind and gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. As you head through the evening, increasing clouds and that overnight low will get pretty chilly. We'll dip down to 47 tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Hey, did you know Vistaprint prints everything a small business needs? Like if a barbershop needs signage, we print outdoor signs, posters, and banners. Or if a ballet school needs merch, we print tote bags, t-shirts, hoodies, hats. Or if a coffee shop needs a total refresh, Vistaprint designs logos and prints it on menus, mugs, paper bags, anything. Because with Vistaprint, the printabilities are endless. Print it all with 25% off for new customers with code NEW25 at Vistaprint.com.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus, plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
Hi, it's Kathy, General Manager at Stretch Zone. Practitioner-assisted stretching is beneficial to everyone. At Stretch Zone, we customize our programs to meet our clients' needs. We are located at 20545 Torrance Chapel Road in Cornelius and 591 River Highway in Mooresville. Schedule your free stretch today at Stretch Zone Mooresville and Cornelius.
Mention you heard about Stretch Zone on WSIC and get an additional free stretch with your program.
Folks, you know Randy Marion sells vehicles the King of Price way, but did you know our service department? We service vehicles the King of Price way. We sell tires, we sell brakes, we sell batteries, we sell the maintenance. We help you keep your vehicle on the road safe, ready to drive. Whatever the season is, Randy Marion Service Departments have you covered. Come see us today because, folks, again, you know we sell the King of Price way and we do service the King of Price way.
King of Price, RandyMarionStatesville.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Hi, this is Joshua Dobie. Join me Thursdays at 4 p.m. for Dollars and Cents, a show that focuses on your personal financial journey and the markets around us. That's Dollars and Cents, Thursday afternoons at 4, here on WSIC.
Today's Real Talk continues now. Here's your host, licensed real estate attorney Justin Ckezepis on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
And welcome to WSIC. This is not Justin Ckezepis. This is your boy Josh Deering taking over with the Deering team of Serhant, and I'm here with my guys, Joey Portnova, Christian MacArthur, and we're having a good time taking over, Justin. I know you're listening, and if you are, thanks for letting me sit in your seat. I think I look much better than you do in this seat. But I can tell you what, I'll never be as good as you on the microphone, though. I'll give you all the props, man. You're awesome. So, well, listen, we're back, and we wanted to continue. So, Joey, we're going into some crazy stories. I know Christian's story was just, that was nuts. My story, kind of funny. you got to have something for us that the audience would absolutely love to hear. What's your craziest real estate story that you've been a part of so far?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was super crazy. It was more so super awkward.
Okay.
I got a listing in Huntersville, and they had renters in there for like 4
No
years.
names, Joey. No names.
Trust me, I'm not name dropping anybody. But they had renters in this house for 4 years, and it was like the renters and the sellers were not getting along at all, right? So the sellers wanted me to go over, speak with the renters, see if I could find them something else to rent because they were in a lease for at least a whole nother year with these renters, these tenants. These people were different that rented this house out.
Can you elaborate
Yeah, I
on
was
that?
gonna say,
Like,
how so?
What does different
What do you
look
mean?
like?
Yeah. Like, are we talking backwoods different, like banjo playing different, or are we talking?
They were very, very different. Very.
Oh, it's that bad.
Yeah,
it's that bad. You can't elaborate.
Like what? Like swingers different?
Yes.
Oh, how'd I know? There it is.
So
swingers different.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very, very awkward. So when I went to the house to speak with these tenants,
oh goodness,
the wife was hitting on me bad, like right in front of the husband. I was.
Oh gosh.
It caught me totally off guard as well, and I'm like, okay, so you gonna interject here? This is your wife.
You wanted him to join in too?
No, I wanted him to be like, go upstairs or something. Get away from this guy.
I don't know how to
She
handle
was
that.
following me around like a shadow, but I think it worked in my favor a little bit because I got the deal done, right? So I found them another house.
Gosh.
There you go.
I found them another house. They went and rented, and my sellers were willing to pay them a little bit to get out of the lease, which we orchestrated.
Joey's motto: anything to get the deal done.
That's right. That's correct. So we finally get them out. The house was disgusting, right? Get cleaners in there, all kinds of painters, all kinds of stuff done. And I'm on my first showing with some other clients of mine, showing them the house, and we go upstairs into the master bedroom. Not one person said, the painter didn't say anything to me, the cleaners didn't say anything to me. Walk into the master bedroom, and there is a sex swing hanging, screwed into the ceiling. That was the only thing left in the house.
And keep in mind, audience, that anything that's attached does convey.
Correct.
Wow.
So as I'm trying to show this house, and we walk in to the master bedroom, and that's hanging from the ceiling, I didn't know what to do, so I just walked past it.
You had buyers. You were showing the
Yes,
house.
correct.
And not the cleaners, the painters. Nobody gave you a heads
said
up.
a word to me that there was a sex swing hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, they set you up for failure.
Oh,
like
my.
right out of the gate.
Needless to say, we all laughed it off, but it was super awkward, and they did not buy the house after that.
I can only imagine. Well, there you have it, guys. The experiences of a lender and a real estate agents. I tell you what, we honestly, when we're out there, we see just about anything that you could possibly see. But those are some good stories. I have to tip my cap to you guys.
That was definitely.
Those are some good ones. So let's get into what I'd really like to talk about is maybe talk to you guys about the growth going on here. I think I mean we're all a part of it. We're seeing it. You live in you're in Stanley.
Yeah, out in Stanley now, but grew up in Huntersville, Cornelius, all of Mecklenburg. I mean, it's grown
like crazy,
like wildfire.
Yeah. And so and you're Joey, you're from Detroit, but you've been here how long?
Over 25 years. I've
Yeah,
been here since the end of '98.
Yeah, so you've seen it all.
I moved when I moved here. We moved to Cedarfield, in Huntersville, the only shopping center and restaurant on exit 23 was Food Line and Captain Galley.
Yeah, Captain's
A
Galley.
lot of farmland in between.
Captain's Galley. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness, man.
I worked there too, by the way.
Did you really?
Let me guess, you were a busboy.
No, food runner.
A food runner. Oh man.
Jeez.
Well, that place lasted forever.
Yeah,
I mean, that was one of the best.
Oh my God.
That was
Their
one of the
hush
first
puppies were
ever.
the best.
If you're listening and you're not from North Carolina, if you're from a transplant from New York or from California, you're probably not familiar with fish camps. So in North Carolina, in the South, we have this. I don't even know if you would call it an upscale fish camp. It's more like where you can get everything's fried almost.
Everything.
Right? Every single thing. Your tartar sauce comes in squeeze bottles. You got the best sweet tea in all of North Carolina. You got hush puppies. You got popcorn shrimp.
All their sauces, though, were homemade. So their ranch, their tartar sauce.
That's why it lasted so long.
Their barbecue sauce, hot sauce. They made ketchup. They literally made everything from scratch.
It was that had to be one of the best. Growing up here, I think almost every kid wanted to go to Captain's Galley. It was
and it was the only place to go.
Yeah, that and there. You're right. For a good 5-6 years, it was the only place available.
No doubt.
After the end of the season, you'd always go there with your sports teams, go to Captain's Galley.
Yeah, exactly.
Every single celebration.
Or see, I'm a North Meck native, so Captain's Galley. Oh, I got some stories, but I'll spare the audience. But Captain's Galley was a place, like you said, where football teams, they would cater to all the football players right before the games. Imagine eating popcorn shrimp before you play West Charlotte football. So you had to be careful with that. But yeah, I mean. That's been around, but look, so the growth has been just absolutely phenomenal. And now from Captain's Galley, we have an even, better, in my opinion, fish camp, if you will. It's kind of an upscale, which I like to think, Hello Sailors, like your 2024, 2023 fish camp. You know what I mean? It's on the water. It's got everything that Captain's Galley had. Everything's homemade. It's got your fried, you got your popcorn shrimp, your catfish, salt and pepper catfish, all that stuff. And it's just like, if you don't know Chef Joe, who I grew up with, then you should definitely check out his restaurants. He's opening up a new one, actually, in Uptown, new restaurant. Forgive me, I don't know the name of it. I'll have to look up on my phone and let you guys know. But this guy he's got Hello Sailor, which is like that upscale fish camp. He's got Kindred.
Milk bread.
And he's opened up that new restaurant in Uptown Charlotte. So, I mean, the growth is just, like, restaurants coming in. We got new chefs are coming this way.
You just take a look at, like, Burkdale, for instance. I mean, what was that renovation they did in the middle? 20 million?
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like 30-something million.
I mean,
look at that new brewery going right in the middle? Suffolk Punch?
Yes, yeah, Sulfic or whatever you call it.
Right.
Sulfic Punch.
But, I mean, ever since the Cheesecake Factory opened up in Burkdale, it's been nonstop.
And big concert venue, doing yoga classes in the yard.
They're getting ready to put the ice skating rink out there, which I thought was super, super cool. I had no idea that they were even doing that until last year.
Right. So, all right. So we're seeing a lot of growth. So with that, I'm going to ask both of you guys, because you work with different people, different agents. Yep. So your perspective is much different. But let's talk about really quick, where are your clients coming from? Where are you seeing people right now who are getting loans and things like that?
I'm getting a lot of transplants. I would say probably about 70% of my business, with all the agents that I work with, people are moving out of state. And, Lake Norman area and surrounding areas of Lake Norman are really desirable. And then you've got downtown where it's kind of the younger generation that's kind of moving into South End, but it's a lot of transplants. And then it's a lot of, millennials that are getting into that prime time of buying a house.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Well, guys, we are going to go to a quick break, and you're listening to WSIC 105.9 FM.
Keep it right here. Today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis will return after this short break on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Thanks to everyone who came out to the WSIC yard sale in Statesville. It was so much fun to celebrate with the world-famous Pat Shannon and the entire community. Love bluegrass music? Chatham County Line is coming to Kane Center for the Arts Friday night. Buy your tickets before they sell out. kanearts.org. Chatham County Line, this Friday night. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the show starts at 8. kanearts.org. The 20th Annual Pumpkin Fest is this weekend in downtown Statesville. Starting at 10 a.m., come out to downtown Statesville for Pumpkin Fest, a full day of fun for the entire family. Pumpkin Fest, downtown Statesville, Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. For more info, visit downtownstatesville.com. Santa is coming to town. Schedule your time to take pictures with Santa at Birkdale Village. Spots are limited and must be scheduled in advance. Santa will be at Birkdale between November 19th and Christmas Eve. Appointments include time with Santa and 8 digital images from a professional photographer. For more info and to schedule your time with Santa, visit birkdalevillage.com. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th. Time travel to a land of legends. Jousting knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons. Oh my! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last. Don't miss it! Don't miss the Renaissance Festival! Sponsored by Visit Lake Norman. Visit Lake Norman, the lakeside of Charlotte. Huzzah!
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. It's going to be a great afternoon out there today. Sunny skies and a high temperature near 82 with a little bit of wind and gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. As you head through the evening, increasing clouds and that overnight low will get pretty chilly. We'll dip down to 47 tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Stop dreaming about the perfect lawn and make it a reality. Drum Landscape Supply now offers personalized lawn plans. Visit drumlandscapesupply.com and collaborate with our experts. Drum Landscape Supply, your local one-stop landscape shop.
Now more of today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Hey, thanks for joining WSIC News Talk Now. If you haven't learned by now, this is not Justin Ckezepis. This is Josh Charles Deering the Third.
Oh, Lord.
The Third. So, we are streaming live on WSICnews.com. You can find us through social media on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can watch live or check out previous episodes. But right now, you're with us, and we appreciate you listening. And we're here with my man, Joseph Portnova, the Detroit Casanova.
Yeah.
And we got Christian MacArthur, my man, the best or one of the best. I can't say the best because
we'll get there.
You're right up there with.
It's a
I'd
work
say
in progress,
you're in the
Bo.
top 5.
It's a work in progress. Slinging loans.
One of the
into
best
homes.
lenders in all of North Carolina, Charlotte, Lake Norman area. But all right, look, Halloween is right around the corner. We just kicked off this past Friday my client appreciation event where Christian attended. Joey, unfortunately, you didn't make it because you were on land sale. But
I had FOMO so bad.
But let me tell you,
missed
so
out.
here's what we do. We rented out Sweet Magnolia Estates on Bailey Road. It's a wedding venue. It's about, I don't know, I want to say 10,000 square feet, pretty much 11,000. And we had a blast. We have a food truck come in, and we have open bar, but we charge everybody a small fee to get in, and we take that money and we give it back to charity. And this year's charity was a friend of mine who passed away a few years ago. he had some issues, lung issues and things, but then caught COVID, and unfortunately, he passed away. But he was a North Mech basketball star. He holds one of the top records for 3-pointers made, highest scoring ever in a game, and his name was Bray Pemberton. His father actually worked for NASCAR, and Bray and I grew up together, and we were great friends. But anyway, we raised a little over $2,000.
That's awesome.
At the door for a charity called Bray Boy's Locker. His nickname in high school was Bray Boy. We called him Bray Boy. But hell of a basketball player. But anyway, so for Halloween, that's what we did, and we do it every year. And we raise about $2,000. But your boy was, and I say your boy, I'm referring to myself. I was dressed up and came as Beetlejuice.
This is by far one of the best looking outfits.
Beetlejuice.
Did you see the photos?
I did.
Man.
And I watched the videos.
So I was in full character. I never broke character at all, and I usually do that. I was Ric Flair one year. I always try to stay in character and just give
You do pretty good, bub.
Give everybody a good show. But Christian came as you were an officer.
I was
right?
a police officer.
Yes.
I just had to make sure everybody, they were handling themselves okay.
Yes. Just like those good Cornelius and Huntersville cops do around here. So yeah, and then so Halloween's around the corner. So I'm curious, Joey, you have a little daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what she's going to be?
She is going to be a little angel.
She's
she's that every day.
She's a little angel. Okay. That's what she wanted to be, huh?
That's correct.
Nice. So where do you take her? Do you have a neighborhood you like to go around, or do you have anything you do?
I mean, I like Magnolia Estates.
Okay.
It's not very hard to walk around.
Yeah. It's a perfect circle.
And once it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
But you got other neighborhoods that do really cool things, like Crown Harbor over off Torrance Chapel. They do a big thing for all the kids. Mike Sims' neighborhood also.
What's he in? Do you know? Where is he? Is he Troutman?
Cheryl's Ford.
Cheryl's Ford. So Cheryl's Ford. So yeah, I mean, so there's some solid. What else? What other neighborhoods are doing cool things? I know Breckenridge does some cool things. I know Northstone does some great.
I'm sure Burkdale does some cool things as well.
I think Bluestone Harbor. When I grew up there, they always had something.
Yeah,
I haven't been back there in a hot minute though.
I mean, anywhere you can get the kids together and they can play and laugh and trick or treat together is always
safety,
a beautiful thing.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then I know Burkdale has some events going on, and I also know there's some cool events going on in Charlotte and Uptown. But one of the cool places to check out is the Whitewater Center. Mm-hmm. They always have some cool. They have some really cool events. So if you're listening, you guys should definitely check out the Whitewater Center. They do. They'll do rides and things like that. Oh, Kerrigan's Farms is another one. I mean, come on.
You know what?
That is
I might go to their haunted house or haunted trail this evening.
There you go.
I think I need to do that.
Yeah.
Is she up for it?
Who?
Your little princess?
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say, there's no way you're taking her.
I was about to say, I was like,
yeah, because that over there.
She doesn't even like the blow up pumpkins in the front yard.
Okay, safe space.
It gets serious over there with Kerrigan's Farm. Those guys they go all out.
Yes, they do.
And then kind of on the lighter side, I know you have what is the name? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank for a second, but it's called the Amazing Maze, Royal Hill Farm.
What's the place with the swimming? They do one too.
That's
it's
the
really
Rock
good.
Quarry. That
yes.
That's awesome.
They
that's
do
over
a
near
good trail
Kerrigan's
over there
Farms
too.
too. They do.
Gastonia always has a good haunted house. That's been for years.
Yeah, and then before you know it, guys, it's going to be Christmas time, the most wonderful time of the year. It's crazy.
My favorite time.
We're already in the fourth quarter, and it's like, I swear this year has just flown by.
It's every year I feel like goes by faster and faster, especially in this industry, as you know.
Right.
Like you pick up and you get busy, and next thing you know, you blink, it's 2-3 months have passed by.
Yeah.
It's just you also got to find time for family. That's most important, and I think finding that time management to where, you can turn or put your phone to the side, put work to the side, and make sure that you're spending time with your loved ones. Tomorrow's not promised, and we're losing people left and right, especially over these last 2 years. Your buddy Bray, my buddy Greg Knight passed away from COVID. It's sad, man. A young lady, 32 years old, that I knew, mutually friends with certain people, and she just passed away yesterday from cancer. Very pretty young lady, healthy as can be, but she ended up passing away from cancer. So definitely, make sure y'all time manage very well. Try and spend as much time as you can with your family.
Yeah, we got a caller. Awesome. All right, hey, let's cue the caller and bring him on. Him or her, whoever it might be.
Man, y'all got me calling.
Is that
J-Port's talking about somebody with cancer, dude?
Jay Ckezepis.
Justin, listen, man. I'm taking your spot, and I feel good about it.
To the fam.
Joey went dark for a quick second, but you know what? It's okay.
Not dark. You gotta remember the important things.
He's just
real. He got real.
He got real. That's right. He got emotional. And hey, I love it.
The show is real talk, correct?
That's right. Real talk, baby.
That's right. Amen, brother. Amen. Hey, my question for Christian today: 10% on mortgage rates. Are we going to see it or not? I got the bet that says we are.
10% on mortgage rates. That honestly, this week is a big week for that. There's a lot of reports coming out. It's possible to hit 10%. I mean, investment properties there at 10%, primary residences, it's a possibility, and I've kind of given up to project exactly where we're going to end up, but anything can kind of go right now.
Let me ask you this, Justin. 10%, even though we're at 8 right now, is 10% that bad? I mean, is it?
I think market stays the same because you've got so many cash buyers here. You've got so much liquidity that's waiting and hanging. Inventory, I think the last report I saw, what is inventory at? -0.5 months worth of inventory right now. The demand is so high in North Carolina that we have to stop thinking in 3 and 6 month time frames. We got to think in 1, 5, 10-year time frame.
Correct.
At this point.
I would agree.
I was going to say I couldn't agree more.
An active mortgage broker, but it's the reality of the market.
And Justin, to build off that, I saw this crazy stat today. There's probably about 400,000 people renting in Mecklenburg County right now. Only 100,000 of them have the affordability to purchase a home, but there's only 11,888 new construction homes happening right now in Mecklenburg County.
And you know what? Which is a phenomenal statistic, because I have been talking with some developers, and they're asking me, why are there not enough condos available for purchase? And I think the answer to that, you just basically said it, is a year ago or 2 years ago, homes were affordable for the younger crowd. Your 50, 30, 20, high 20-year-olds, they were being able to afford that. Now they're kind of pushed out. There's no homes available. So people have to rent,
right?
But there are no condos.
Even rental rates are ridiculous.
Right. Well, so I think it's
higher than they've ever been, honestly.
Right. Well, the show's called Real Talk.
You also have to remember, nobody who bought at 3.5% is going to sell and have to move in an 8% market. So the statistic
100%.
of 6 to 7 years of buying and then selling, I think that changes after this cycle, obviously.
So you're thinking we're going to go to 10%?
I'm thinking 10%, and particularly because look at how much stuff is moving now. Everything going vertical right now, is about 2-3 years in the making, but you still have properties under contract when you've got a different echelon of money that has moved into North Carolina as well. The big hedge fund players, whether it's a win or a loss, it doesn't matter. They keep playing the game.
Justin, I love you, but I have to go to commercial break. My man, we're going to have to cut you there. But, hey, call back in.
It's the show, my brother.
It's the end of the show.
Let's go. End of the show. Hey.
Let's go.
The new 105.9